everyone, it's Jean-Marie from Kennedy's Cuties. Finally back. I have not worked on my 2-week kitty challenge in a bit. Family things happened. A week ago tomorrow, my mom had a stroke. I had to fly to Tennessee. They put her in hospice care, and she passed away a week ago yesterday. So it's been a busy week with a lot of traveling and a lot of sitting by my mom's side and just being there, and then just getting beyond all that. So needless to say, my challenge was put on hold for a good week and a half here. I am going to pick it back up. I'm going to pick it back up starting tomorrow is Wednesday, probably tomorrow, and I'm going to give myself another week to finish that up. However, while I was sitting in hospice care with my mom, and of course the flights back and forth, I did get a little bit of stuff done just because I needed something to occupy my hands the whole time. My mom was unresponsive from the moment she had her stroke till the moment she passed away. She was never responsive, so there was no sitting and talking to her for the most part. It was sitting, I mean, I did, of course, sit and talk with her, but there was a lot of downtime, a lot of lag. My sisters were there as well. My sister Kelly and my sister Donna, we were all there with her till the end. And anyway, so let's dive into what I did manage to get accomplished, which is a little. I did get some stuff done. Get my bag out of here. So I did finish my rabbit that I was working on, my little strawberry overall bunny, and I did take him to that craft fair that I'm going to show you a little bit of at the very end of this, which I did not get very much footage of. It's just been a week. It's been a good 2 weeks. So regardless, I did not get a lot done. But here's my little strawberry patch bunny. And like I said, his hat is removable. I'm not going to bother with it. I've already done it once before for you guys. His hat's removable and his overalls are removable. I did add that extra row to the bottom of his overalls to make them look like overalls rather than shorts. I did add an extra row to the side of my bib because I didn't want to take the whole entire bib out and redo it, but I think it blended fine. You can't really see it. I have not put buttons on it yet. I just sewed it down with black yarn, but I do want to put some black buttons on it. And his tail still has not come in. But he's ready. When I do sell him, he will be ready. I have $25 on him. This is a no-sew rabbit. The only thing that you sew is the pocket. That was it. The pocket was the only thing I sewed. And the nose, of course, because that's just making stitches. Yeah, other than that, he's no-sew. His tail will tie on because it's one of those pom-poms that come with 2 strands. You just work them through, tie them on, and tuck them in. I'm just waiting for them to come. But I think he looks so much better. I adjusted his head. I took out a row in his neck, took out a row in his head. It doesn't look as long and skinny as he did. His neck doesn't look as long and floppy. And I think he's absolutely precious. So I did want to make more. I think I'm going to work on a blueberry version now. But there is my strawberry patch bunny. Okay, now, sorry for the ruffling. I showed you guys the blonde version of my little pixie. I did a little bobbed, little head bobs here version. Do I get a lint on her face? No, just a light hitting it, I guess. And I decided to do her in Christmas colors because I just liked it. I did put a little hanger on her and her little wings. But I think she came out absolutely adorable. I just love her. So I sell these for 10. I did sell the little blonde one. I sold it for 10. So isn't she sweet? I think she's adorable. Peekaboo Pixies by Wonder Crochet, I want to say. I should have wrote it down, but I didn't. But I think it's Wonder Crochet. So there is that one. I got that done. And I got one more done. And the hair on this one, I just kind of improvised and did my own thing. which I tend to do with a lot of stuff. So here's my little brunette version. And she has her little wings. And a little flower petal skirt here. But I think she came out adorable. In addition to that, I did make one of the, got lint all over this thing, fuzzies, whatever. One of the little flowers to hold her in. And I didn't like the way the tops didn't close around her very well. So I added a draw cord. That way I figured littles could just carry it with them this way. But also it makes it pull together nicely over the little pixie. And I literally, I can't even talk, literally just chained 50 and made it a little purse version. And she will pop right down in there. If I can get her in there. And then you can just draw it up over her. Probably should draw from the knot instead of trying to pull the knot through. Huh? Now we got my knot caught. That wasn't very smart. Alright, so I'm going to have to devise another way of knotting that so that it doesn't pull and catch, I guess. Honestly, last time I did this, it was so much easier. Okay, anyways. So that's what it would basically look like if I had my end pulled tightly together, but with that knot in there, I've got to redo that, I guess. So she ends up this little flower with a little handle, and this is also in the Peekaboo Pixie pattern, just not the drawstring version of it. I might end up putting ribbon in it. It might work better than the yarn, but I do like the fact that you can close it and littles can just carry it with them. And undo it and just roll the petals back down, and there's your little Peekaboo Pixie poking out of her flower. Isn't that the cutest little thing? I think this pattern is adorable, and there's so much potential for changing it up and doing different things of your own, hair colors and just, you know, so many different things. I made this all out of Dollar Tree yarn, and together with the flower I'm selling it for 20, maybe 25. So I mean, it didn't cost much to make with Dollar Tree yarn, so pretty good profit margin, and it really does not take long to make. Yeah, I think she's precious. That's my little pixie, little Peekaboo Pixie in her flower. I think I'm going to make this one a Christmas present. Just put her in like a little Christmas box. It doesn't come with the pattern, but I'm going to improvise and create my own little box for her. She kind of reminds me of a little gingerbread doll. Alright, anyway. So on Instagram there is a free dragon pattern. You can actually buy the pattern for this and make the egg with it, but the dragon itself is free on Instagram. And so I made a couple of these little dragons. Again, these were things I could work on the plane, or I could just work on sitting in hospice. And didn't take me much to make, so there's that one. He kind of looks mean. And then I did the little pink and green version. Trying to block some of that light so you can actually see it. I'm not sure which way to go with it. They're really, really cute though. I think they're adorable. And I think I'll sell these for 10. I don't know. Again, Dollar Tree yarn. Super inexpensive to make. And a couple of other things I worked on while I was there are these little ghosts. I bought this pattern and I did not write it down. I'm so sorry. I'll try to remember to link it below. Forgive me if I don't, because, you know, it's been a bit, and I'm still a little scattered, and my brain is not settled back in. Tonight's going to be my first night back to work since this whole thing happened, and yeah. But anyway, and he's full of lint at the moment. I'm sorry about that. But he is a little ghost in a devil costume. And there's a whole bunch of them. I can't remember the pattern though. I'm so sorry. But there's a whole bunch of them. And there's like candy corn, and bat, hat, and just all kinds of them. They're just little ghosts in their Halloween costumes. And the only thing I don't care for is that the bauble for his arms are so close to his ruffle, and you can't really see it, and you definitely can't see it in this light. But I think I will add another row in between next time, just to bring it down just a tad. Or yeah, that's probably what I'll do. So anyway, there's my little devil ghost. And then I did a zombie ghost. A little zombie. I think these are so cute. And I think they'll do really good at Halloween time. Again, Dollar Tree on. I do apologize for all the fuzzies. I have not taken the time to lint roll them yet. I think he's really cute. And then the only other thing I did was, this is since I've been home, was a free pattern on Instagram for a standing Vaporeon. And I absolutely love it. I think it came out precious. I think she's so cute. The only thing I don't care for about it is you don't finish off the head before you sew it on, so you have an opening, so you have to sew it on that opening. I think if I had just finished it off, I could have tilted the head a little bit more so she's not looking down quite so much. I think I would have liked it better had she been a little more looking up like this instead of so down. But lesson learned for next time, I will just finish off the head and sew it on. But she's you were supposed to stuff the tail. I did not. I liked it better not stuffed. And the headpiece is made separately and sewn on. She does stand, which is really shocking considering how top heavy her head is. But she does stand. And she's absolutely precious. I love her. I think I will sell her for $25. And I made her in Parfait Chunky. And the eyes are hand-painted eyes that either me or my granddaughter painted. I'm really not sure at this point because we both have made so many eyes that I never remember anymore which ones I did and which ones she did. But he, she, whatever Vaporeon is, I don't know, is very, very cute. It came out adorable, and it came out a really nice size. This is a free pattern on Instagram. Again, I did not write down all that info for you, and I do apologize for that. I will get better. I promise I will get better, but it's just been a week. Okay, now in addition to that, I did have the Balloon Festival, which was the day after I traveled back from Tennessee. So as soon as I got back from Tennessee, I had to pack up my car next morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, head for Presque Isle, Maine, which is over 200 miles away from home, to do the Balloon Festival up there. I'd already paid for it. I had $85 invested in my spot, and I wasn't going to just lose it. So I went. I'm actually really glad I did. I did very well. Well, very well for me. Okay, I sold the little sunflower kitty that I made, that I showed you from Instagram on the 5 free Instagram challenges way back when. I sold that for $15. I sold my Harley Quinn. I sold her for $35. I sold the sitting Vaporeon that I had made, the one that was supposed to be a snuggler, but I stuffed it. I sold that for $25. I sold a little yellow, one of those little yellow bees. This is not the bullet one, but the sitting version. I sold that for 10. I sold my Sailor Moon. I sold her for 35. I sold my little blonde pixie for 10. I sold 2 small emotional support pickles for $8 each, and they're the little ones that I do that go in the jar, and not the bigger ones that I do that go in a bag. I sold another small bee, the small bullet bee, for $5. I sold 6 will-o'-the-wisps for $5 each. It's a little will-o'-the-wisp there that Crochet by Katie the Celestial Homebody had shown on her video at one point in time, and I saw it and I was like, oh, that's so cute. So I bought the pattern for that, and I sold 6 of those. I sold my Scrump. I sold him for 25. I sold the big cappy. I don't know if you guys have even seen it. I had a big capybara that I had made that had a turtle backpack. I sold him. I sold him for 35. I sold my last of the little kitties, those little rainbow assorted kitties that I had that I showed you a while back. I held up one and showed you that, you know, the cat that I was talking about, and I had one left, and it was a green one, and I sold that for 15. I sold my Eevee, that was also supposed to be a snuggler that I stuffed. I sold that one for 25. I sold one of my blueberry bats, which I'm so happy because that's my pattern, and I finally sold one of them. I sold him for 20. I had a small turtle, just a little tiny turtle with crocheted eyes because I wanted it to be baby safe, just a little one. Sold that for $10. I sold another sitting bee for $5. My granddaughter wrote that in, and I'm thinking oh no, it says tiny bee, sorry. As I say, I thought it said sitting bee for $5, and I said, that's not the right price, but it's supposed to be 10. It says tiny bee for $5. I sold my purple dragon, my long purple dragon, the one that the last craft fair, the guy asked about a blue one, and I said I had the green one and the purple one, and he chose the green one. I sold the purple one. That was my last of those. I sold her for 35. I sold 2 large turtles for $25 a piece. That was one man. He bought them for his 2 girls. I sold one of my little baby eagle birds for $10. I sold a medium-sized turtle in pink for $15. I sold a lot of stuff. I'm really happy with this. I love this craft fair. I would definitely do it again. I sold one of my pink penguins that I made so long ago. I'd given up on hope of ever selling any more of them. They stopped selling. They were selling really good at first, and then they just stopped selling. And I did sell it, so 20 bucks there. I have 2 left, I think. And I sold a little small pink axolotl that I had made from the Instagram free patterns that I showed you a couple of videos back. The little medium-sized pink axolotl with the little frilly things. And I sold that for $15. So I sold a total of $472. $472. Can you believe it? Can you believe that for a Maine craft fair? I was overwhelmed. So happy. I think 100 of it was square, so the square piece will have to come out of that, but mostly just cash. Every time somebody purchased a big purchase, I'd pull out my tablet, totally expecting it to be on card. They'd hand me cash. I mean, I loved it. It was great. So, okay, that is everything from that craft fair. I'm sorry I did not get more footage of it other than just showing you my setup. The only thing I didn't care for about it is it was supposed to be an outside market. They ended up putting it inside. I don't know why. A woman sitting next to me said that it's always been an outside market. Why they put it in this year, I don't know. There were 4 other crochet vendors there. That's a lot. That's a lot crammed into a little room. So the fact that I did as well as I did is really, really, really impressive. hopefully next year they put it back outside. The woman said it does so much better outside because people are free flowing outside. You know, they're wandering around more. They're not necessarily going into the building, but everybody is floating around outside at some point. So I hope they put it back outside next year. We'll see. But I think I would probably do it again next year. I know I'll do it again next year. Maybe. I don't know. My boyfriend really wants me to not work it next year and just the two of us go up for the weekend and just enjoy it, which I also want to do. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn. But other than that, the only other thing I have to show you is I did get a yarn order. So I'll show you what I got just to finish this off. I'm going to pause for 1 second though because I got to go get it out of the closet. Okay, I'm back. Nice big size box of Premier yarn. And it's full. So I did get some of the new colors and some of the old. Alright, so I got 3 skeins of white because I needed white. I was running low on it, so I just got 3 skeins of white. I have already opened it because actually I did. My granddaughter did because she's nosy and she has to get into everything. So it is open, but it's just plain old white yarn. It does feel really good. The last one I got was not feeling very good. It felt very stiff, and I didn't like it. But this one feels really good. It feels really nice and soft. So there is my white. I got 3 skeins of the new green. I'm so excited that they have green in. Green choices have been so limited. And then the one good green that they have, the Goblin, they never have in stock. So I was so happy that they brought in some more greens. This kind of Kelly green made me so happy. It is Kelly green. It's called Kelly green. I don't know if you can read it or not, but yep, right there, Kelly green. It is, oh, it's so pretty. It's such a pretty green. It'll work so well with spring projects. Alright, also really work quite well for Christmas projects as well. So I liked that one so much, I bought 6 skeins of it. I will be going through a lot of green. I know I will, and I just wanted to really stock up on it because why not? And then they have a new green that's close to their key line. I'm sorry for moving in and out because it's making the camera do funny things, but it's very close to their key line, but it's pistachio. Again, another really, really pretty color. Very pretty. This is actually kind of close to the Goblin as well. It's not too far off from it, actually. Just doesn't have quite as much of that brownish undertone as the Goblin does, but really pretty. So I got 6 of those. And then I got this new color, Marshmallow, which is kind of a take on the off-white, but with a little more of a, I also want to say pinkish undertone, but it doesn't really show pinkish on my camera. But this is the Marshmallow. It is so pretty. It is gorgeous. It's going to make a really nice flesh tone. But it's going to work well for a lot of other things too. And I think I got, yes, I got 4 skeins of the Marshmallow. 4 skeins of Marshmallow. And then I got 2 skeins. This is not one of the new colors, but I needed it. Of the rose. I like the rose. It's really pretty. So I got 2 skeins of the rose. And I got 2 skeins of another new color. Kind of wish I'd gone with 3. I don't know if it was new to this one or new the last time. I can't really remember. But it's chestnut. And I didn't have any of it, so I got some of that. And 2 skeins of the chestnut. It's such a pretty color. It's going to look so nice right now coming into fall season, and I think it's going to look pretty good for a lot of Christmassy stuff too, actually. If you think about it. But it'll look really cute as the acorn top on one of my little costume ghosts, because one of them has an acorn hat. This will be cute for that. And then last but not least is 2 skeins of, this is one of the new ones, apricot. I don't know if I have that up there enough for you to see it, but this is apricot. Again, a really nice fall tone. Got 2 skeins of that. My camera is not doing these justice, by the way. I don't think I can even get it to come in close enough to be in. Yeah, no. But anyway, that's that. So that was a pretty good load of yarn I got in, so I get to restock my shelf. I've used up a lot of stuff. Yeah, probably my favorite thing this week that I've made is my little standing Vaporeon. I think he's precious. And again, like I said, he stands nicely. I just wish he was looking up a little bit better. But live and learn. Sometimes we make a pattern according to directions, and then afterwards we learn where we want to tweak it. This little ruffle piece is made from a magic ring, and you just keep going, and then you sew it on to the body, and then you sew the head onto that, which is something I've never done before. I thought that was really unique. I liked it though. It worked really well, and it was quick. So, yeah, my little buddy Vaporeon. I know I'll sell him really quickly. I sell every Vaporeon I've made so far. It's sold pretty well. So, and they were all by the Pebble Crochet levies, but I stopped them. So I think this one will be a nice change. Change it up a little bit, and I'm sure it will sell. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for being so patient with me not being on for a bit. Life throws things at you that you can't predict. I will get that challenge completed though, I promise. Anyways, guys, thank you. Bye. I am now all set up at the Crown of Maine Balloon Festival. I thought it was going to be an outside event. Turns out it is not. I am number 127 of about 250 vendors. Got my setup done. Lily has her earring display rack. She's my granddaughter Lily.